Remarkable. Jan Poo, please come forward. At a time when the US aging population is growing faster than ever, few have taken the time and effort to understand the needs of this generation and those caring for them as intensely as you have. As creator and co-director of Caring Across Generations, you campaign to ensure the elderly have access to affordable care and caregivers have access to quality jobs. In a similar vein, you've also spent the past 2 decades tirelessly working on behalf of domestic workers, a labor force that too often goes unnoticed. You have worked to bring dignity and respect to these employees, many of whom are immigrants, and to underscore the value of the work that they do. As a student at Columbia University, you began volunteering with the Committee Against Anti-Asian Violence, working on behalf of Asian immigrant women in low-wage service jobs. There, as you saw the potential in a group of workers who wanted to advocate for better living and working conditions. With your gift for organizing others, you went on to form Domestic Workers United, where you taught others to mobilize and created alliances between workers and their employers. In 2010, your efforts culminated in the successful passing of the Domestic Labor Bill of Rights in New York, the first of its kind in the country. Gloria Steinem has called you a gifted organizer, able to effect change and advocate for policies that are crucial to the lives of others. You earned a place on Newsweek's 150 Fearless Women list and Fortune's list of greatest world leaders, and in 2014, you received the prestigious MacArthur Genius Grant. For your unyielding commitment to human rights and the depth of your compassion, we are honored to bestow upon you this degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Congratulations.
Hello. Congratulations. Thank you so much, President Van Zandt and the entire New School community for this incredible honor. I'm especially honored to share this stage with 2 phenomenal women, Barbara Hillary and Anna Sui, whose designs I've coveted for years. Really powerful that the New School chose 3 women of color to honor this year. Thank you so much. So if this moment feels important to you, it's because it really is, especially now. As someone who has spent the last 21 years since I graduated trying to make the world better for women, for immigrants, and for low-wage workers, I want you to know that not only have you hit a critical benchmark in your own lives, you are stepping out into the world at a very important benchmark moment in our nation's history. There are times in the story of a nation when history is written faster. These are moments of enormous transition and transformation. They have an outsized role in defining us, defining who we are and who we're becoming as a nation. The 1930s were like this, with the Industrial Revolution changing culture and work, creating an upheaval in urban and rural ways of life, and a social movement that helped bring in massive reforms and some of the most important policies and pillars of our democracy today. Moments like that, like the 1930s, fundamentally reshaped our democracy. This is one of those times. Change is happening on every single front: technology, work, family, demographics, politics. We live in an era of Black Lives Matter, of Standing Rock, of the Women's March and the Fight for 15, of Barack Obama and Donald Trump, of Airbnb and artificial intelligence, of the Affordable Care Act and mass deportations, and now a Muslim ban. Old institutions are falling apart and new ones are emerging. In each and every arena of change, it could go either way, toward making life in America better, more promising, more inclusive, more generative for all of us, or it could go wrong. It could end up only enriching a few people at the top at the expense of the vast majority of us who are already struggling. The outcome on the other side of all of this change could be very good for our country and for humanity, or it could be very bad. And the difference will be up to you. You are part of the largest, most diverse generation in history. You, like the baby boomers before you, are a culture-driving generation. Not only will this moment have an outsized role in defining us as a country, you will have an outsized role in shaping our politics, our culture, and our economy going forward. You will be in charge of companies, of government, of organizations, and universities when we become a majority people of color nation in the United States. It is an incredible opportunity and responsibility. The good news is you have the benefit of having been educated in New York City, one of the most diverse, dynamic cities in the world. And I know many of you are already organizing for immigrant and for worker rights. Here, I'd like to quote the great philosopher Yoda from the American classic, Star Wars, who said, "Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to suffering. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering." We will need you to continue stepping fearlessly into the future with your strongest moral compass. You can be sure that your children and your grandchildren will ask, "Where were you? What were you doing during this moment in history?" I want you to have a good answer. Just like your families are so proud of you today, I want us all to have an answer we can feel proud of, and I believe we will. In the meantime, please celebrate and feel proud of all that you have accomplished to get to this moment today. Thank you for the incredible honor of joining you today to accept this degree. Congratulations.